hope you guys will join in for that, because we're going to be talking Argylle and Challengers, and I think we're going to go with Argylle first, and this is going to be an interesting one. So Paul and I have been matching every week.
Yep.
In our ratings of movies. We've been pretty spot on, and we are not this week.
Oh.
We're not in certain areas, certain respects. So Argylle, the story of a fictional super agent written by a young woman named Ellie Conway, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. She gets roped into the world of espionage through Sam Rockwell's agent character, who they have a very tenuous relationship, if you will. And as you go on, more and more starts to unfold. It's an action adventure of very imaginative levels. And I got to tell you, check it out for yourselves. That's all I'm going to say on that. But we're going to get into our reviews now. There will be some spoilers to these reviews. So if you guys are in it to win it, stay with us. If not, take off. Come back later. Let us know what you think in the comments. We love you, but like, I get it. But spoilers are coming. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There you go. And I didn't put anything up on the screen, so get over it, people. Still gave you seconds. Still.
Right.
Argylle. Wanted to like this movie. Could not bring myself to like this movie.
Huh. Okay.
I didn't hate it. There's a lot of points I give to it. Anytime Sam Rockwell was on the screen, chewed up every bit of scene he was in, which he does with everything. If Sam Rockwell's in it, it gets an automatic point, because you're going to have a great performance from Sam Rockwell, right? And he's almost as good enough an actor to get 2 points, but I couldn't do it with this. Every actor in this I respect and I like. I like Bryce Dallas Howard. She's a great actor. She's proving herself to be a great director, like her dad. Probably, honestly, maybe better. In some respects, in her look and visual style. I don't know what happened with this movie. I like Matt Reeves. I love the director Matt Reeves. I love the Kingsman. Every Kingsman I've enjoyed. This movie, I'm going to perpetuate, and that's why I'm not letting you talk yet. It's because I have to perpetuate a conspiracy theory, and I don't want you roped up in it, because it could get me killed. And I think we all know who's going to kill me if somebody kills me. So not you. So we get to a point where I truly think that this movie was an idea for Taylor Swift to try and get her into a franchise of films. I truly think this was the way for Taylor Swift to get into it. And then she would have played, and now this is a conspiracy theory. It's a total rumor. I cannot, she said, I didn't think she wrote it or anything. I think the studio wanted something written that added every element of who Taylor Swift is, right? Come on, tell me there's not. And I'm not against it, but it just wasn't, the movie didn't land. It was too long. There's a lot of aspects to it that just really pulled out, which Paul is going to cover in just a moment. I need to get through my conspiracy theory first. I truly think they wrote this movie. They even went to Matt Reeves and was like, she'll respect you. She likes filmmaking. You're a good director. Can you make this movie happen so we can try and get her on board? Write a script. And I think they did that. He put everything that Taylor Swift loves in it. And with a love story and everything, because that could have been good, but again, it was too long and drawn out, in my opinion. Sat her down at the table. She looked at the script and said, I love it. My friend Bryce is going to be great in the role. And listen, Bryce Dallas Howard, that's a great actor. So I'm not mad at any time she's in anything. But this story was too messy. It was too choppy. It was too long in areas. There's too many twists and turns all throughout, where they were really like, I wrote a movie I wrote a short film in college called One Odd Man Out. Well, a better writer wrote a better version of that movie. So, and I'll give that to him. And then I rewrote it in some aspects to change the ending, because it was on the fly sort of stuff. So I did it poorly, and there was like not 50, but there was like 14 twists in that fucking short film. And now I maintain I was a jackass, and that's why I point this out for 2 reasons. For any filmmakers watching, I know I was a jackass, and I know I wrote shit. Stop looking back on all your old shit as it was great. Realize your potential and that you're getting better. Because I do realize I got better and I learned from experiences. But writing 14 twists in any goddamn movie, especially short, is a terrible one. But in this movie is almost 3 hours long, and there was so many goddamn twists I couldn't keep up anymore. And then like double crosses or this or that and the other thing. There's so many. And poor Paul's head is about to explode because he just wants to talk about this so he can get past it and yell at me about challengers. But I'm saying this movie didn't work, but all of the elements of the movie did. Cinematography was good. The visual effects were great. No, cinematography was great. Visual effects were great. There's a lot of really good elements about this, but the story was just not good. It was a lot of little stories all in one with twists and turns. I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to let my good friend producer Paul take over. What'd you think about this movie?
I'll make it short and sweet. Good. No. Actually, I did enjoy it. I thought it was better than I expected. It kind of reminded me too much of Night and Day, honestly. Which I did enjoy, but I was kind of like, it just felt too much like that. But I love, like you said, Sam Rockwell. Man, he's great. I loved him in everything he's been in. I thought, like I said, I thought it was a little better than I expected. I enjoyed that they did tie it into the Kingsman. I wasn't expecting all that amidst all the other twists. I didn't see
wish
that
they
coming.
didn't. I really wish they didn't. See, that was it. But I don't mean to cut you off, but because that's a spoiler, I do want to point out to everybody that's a spoiler. And it looks like they're going to try and stretch these movies out more, but as the actual Argylle.
Right.
Doesn't seem like, I don't know if they're going to go with everybody, but I think this was like the kickoff franchise for Argylle. So in my mind, in my conspiracy theory, the Dua Lipa role and the Ellie Conway role were both written for Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I can
So
see it. I'm on board with your conspiracy.
Everything. So that's that. And again, I'm not against it. I think she's talented. I listened to Fortnite right before the show started. That was part of my energized up thing. But like, so no shitting on anyone. This movie did not live up to what it should. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up.
No, you're good. I will say, however, I felt like this was like, once I realized it was part of the Kingsman universe, let's say, I really feel like this was just a cheap stab at a PG-13 version, just a lesser version of Kingsman to kind of reach a bigger crowd so that younger kids could see it, because it wasn't filled with all the cursing or all the blood or killings. But I was impressed by what it was, because I expected it to be really bad, and it wasn't the worst. Like, I don't regret seeing it.
This is the Kingsman for women.
There you go. That makes sense.
If we're being real honest, like, because and it's not just that. Like, I've talked to other women about the Kingsman who liked it, or like it's just a little bit too much. But to me, this is the Kingsman for women, where the Kingsman's very sensational and overblown, right?
Right.
I think they did it here. Oh, you know what? Maybe that might go up a point. I might have talked myself up a point in this movie.
Because they
At
did
least
a different aspect.
At least half a point. Now that I'm thinking about it from this perspective, because there's nothing different about any of the overblown shit that we see in like Kingsman or other movies like that.
True.
So what am I bitching and moaning about? No, fuck that. I can give this. So you want to give a rating?
Yeah,
you keep talking. Keep going.
No. That's all I had to say about Argylle. Honestly,
you gave it a 2.5, and I gave it a 2, but now I'm giving it a 3.
Hell yeah!
I talked myself into it. I give it a 3. I'm gonna and for me, 3 is go check it out. See what you
right.
Do that with any rating I give. Do that with any rating. Don't let anybody tell you not to go see something. That's bullshit. But because I'm as many people as I know that have been touched by movies that I'm just like, really? Tough. That's a tough thing to come by. Like, it's not one I would agree with, but like, listen, it's teaches our own. But yeah, right. I think for me, this is gonna be a 3. Like, go check this out, see what you think. Because I did like every aspect from the filmmaking side, but the story was just too overblown. But it's not more overblown than fucking Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And there's an actual love story to that. I will maintain, and we'll get to this next week, Boy Kill World is a better story than this, though.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's get to our next one, Paul's favorite movie of the year. We have wildly different approaches on this one.
Yes.
Challengers.
Yes.
Challengers. This is gonna be interesting.
I went
into this movie. So this is the movie of Zendaya stars in the movie, and there's 2 guys. I don't know all their names. I'm not 100% sure I got all of their names in the movie. She's, first off, I'm going to say her performance is fantastic. She gives an amazing performance in this, and there's not a bad performance in it, but she shines above everyone else. Like, I don't know if they did that by design, or she got this role, or she doesn't really have to audition, I'm sure, but or she she was offered this role, and it was just like she was just ahead of everyone. So I got to give it to Zendaya. She's a great actor. This is the story of her as an up and coming tennis like phenom, like a straight up star in tennis, and she's aggressive, she's very competitive, and then there's two best friends who are up and coming like tennis stars themselves, phenoms, but they're doing doubles, but they're also doing singles. The whole movie is told behind the backdrop of them meeting 13 years later in a big tournament. Finally for the championship, big tournament, going back and forth with each other. And you start off at this point, and Zendaya is right in the middle. It's beautiful imagery. I gotta give it to the cinematography of this. It's beautiful imagery because they play it up a lot in the movie, and it works. And she is right in the middle, looking amazing. And that is a point of this. I'm not just commenting on her as her looks. Her look and style is a part of her character. So I want to point that out. So like her being there, everything is decisive and calculated to how she does things. So as you can see, I'm praising this movie quite a bit. But the whole movie is told between the backdrop of these two former best friends who now hate each other. One completely down on his luck. One who's considered like at the top of his game, or no, he's not at the top of his game during this movie. He's kind of fallen, but at one point he was sold at the top of the game. So they're going neck and neck, back and forth. They both need this win. They loved each other. They were best friends, super loyal, and she came between them, and she did hard. But it was natural the way they played this and how the things transpired. I liked it. I liked how everybody played off of it. The ending was unsuspected, but I really enjoyed it. Zendaya shines all the way throughout. If she was nominated for this, I would not be upset, but it is not a movie worth nominating. But if she got nominated, that would be one where I'd be like, I get that. She did a great job in this movie. That is what the movie is about. Cinematography is great. The acting's really good. Again, not perfect like the other actors who, again, I don't know them that well. They might be up and coming TV stars or up and coming film stars that I just am not aware of at the moment. Both like them, and we'll keep an eye out for them. So like everybody was good, but like there's few things about this movie that kind of threw me off a little bit. Pacing was a little off, which was funny because it's a tennis movie, but it was certain like flashback type pacing where I'm like, I just don't think you needed that. It didn't really help anything. That's just scrutinizing. But overall, I thought it was pretty good drama. I thought it was a well done competitive war type story in a sports setting, and I enjoyed it. I'm going to shut up because I keep talking a lot again. Paul, please. I know you had a very different reaction. What you got for me? I'm going to shut up though.
Let me Paul explain something to you guys real quick. Let me tell you why this movie sucked.
You can't steal my thing.
So first off, I was upset because it portrayed itself as a sports movie with underlying drama. Like the trailer built it that way. Like it seemed like the drama was kind of second nature. The drama is the fucking movie. So if you go in there thinking you're getting a tennis movie or a sports movie, you're fucking wrong. It's not going to be that. There's no conclusion. There's no, somebody wins at the end. It's great. It's all up to your imagination, which is bullshit. Zendaya, I will say her acting was great, and I did enjoy the cinematography. That's why I got the stars that it did. Past that, there was so much that wasn't needed. Like there was two groups of like sorority girls behind us. They only came here because they thought Zendaya was going to be on screen having a threesome with those two dudes. That is sad.
I loved how that turned out.
But that's sad that you came to a movie just for that. That's what I'm saying. Like if that's the crowd they got, or all the money they got was from sorority girls thinking that's what they were getting, that's
I got to be honest. Like, if I and I know I'm cutting you off, and I'm sorry. And anybody who hates me doing that, Paul, please. We are. He knows who I am. So, that's what I liked. I liked how it turned out in the movie.
Right.
That's so to go back to our found footage from, if you're listening to this as a clip in our podcast, we're talking about found footage. So please check that out. But in the found footage conversation, to me, it's similar here, whereas like the marketing really helped those two movies and put them above like so much more. To this, I would say the marketing diminished this movie. If it didn't do well, which I don't know for sure, I should check that out before I talk about it in any way, shape, or form, like see how much it actually made. But if it did diminish in any way, like it didn't do well, like honestly, like I mean, it's got a great rating on both. I think it's a great movie. I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes; they suck. But it is not for kids. There's sexual themes to it, but it's not overly sexual like the trailer makes it out to be, and I think that hurt it a lot.
Right, and I could see that. I think another problem, like people. like people in my parents' demographic. They wanted to see this just because they thought it was a tennis movie. And I think that's where I don't like that you portrayed it as one thing that it's absolutely not, because I think if this wasn't a formal sports tennis movie that just had underlying drama, it would have been okay. But the fact that you made it seem like that's what it was and it's not, I can't imagine how many theaters had to deal with angry patrons coming out being like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, I didn't pay to watch this. And like I said, I just didn't care for all the back and forth, because it's just a girl comes in, pits two best friends against each other, sleeps with one, dates him, leaves him, directly goes to his other best friend, cheats on him.
You're really leaving out significant reasons for those things.
Is there a big reason? I
there
mean,
are like
I don't even see why
was really shitty to her. Like he really was. She was determined.
But that's sports people. I know very competitive people that are up there, and that's 100% how they are. They will cut you out if you're not keep up.
But what I'm saying to you is, like, so all she did was exactly the realistic thing that you would say a sports person would do. And she went to the next guy who was like determined as well.
Right.
Like, but that dude floated around. Like this other guy was like, I'm taking the same thing. Like he's pushing, she sees him pushing in school. And like, she fell for that. And like, they became friends, and she fell for, like, to me, it wasn't like I fucked him. You know, I was fucking this one guy and now I'm going to move over to the next. Like, she was pitting them against each other, but because they were both vying for her. That was a power move, in my opinion, when she did that to him during the threesome scene where it wasn't an actual threesome.
Right.
Like that was a power move for her to be like, you're coming after me, but I'll just put you against each other if you're doing that.
Right.
You know, I fucking appreciated how that all went down. So like, I'm not diminishing what you say, but like to me, I don't want to take away from the story though. There were clear reasons, and I want people to go see it and like think of it for themselves. I respect your opinion on it.
I just didn't see a point in this movie. I won't ever watch this again.
That's it. Listen, man, I get it.
That's just because like I said, I thought it was going to be a good sports movie, and I love Zendaya, and I still loved her performance in this. I'm not saying she was bad, but like I said, my ratings is only for her and cinematography, because I did think the camera angles were fun. I did like the tennis angles where they did it from the ball going back and forth. I thought that was cool. As that last fuck you, I like that he put the ball to the middle of the racket to let his friend know that he had just fucked her or had fucked her. I thought that was pretty fun to get him pumped in the end. So like that part, you know, I was kind of like, haha, like, okay. And they both acknowledge it, but I still don't like that they didn't clearly decide who the winner would be.
That's it. You're the competitive one that wanted the winner, and you didn't get a winner in it
because it's a sports movie. You got it.
They all won.
No,
that was the point. The whole war. The war. Oh no way! I'm going to argue this one.
There's no clear. There's
got to be more beauty to a movie than a sports movie has to have a clear winner. That's not
because
the case.
Even the love story. She couldn't.
No. I talk all the time.
When he said, "Do you still love him?" She couldn't even answer that. So the fact that she couldn't, on a drama level, couldn't even give a clear answer. Competitively, there was no clear answer. It's up to you.
She had she was driven. She is like, I get why she didn't have a clear answer. She didn't have the answer. I liked what was going on with it. Like she played that well. I do amend one thing I said earlier, which is not an Oscar worthy movie. This is, or any award worthy. It absolutely is for editing. The editing in this is fucking phenomenal. And then, like I said, I liked all aspects with the editing. The editing might be better than Zendaya, and she was like my top reason for like the performance. So yeah, I got to disagree with you. I respectfully disagree with you on this. I think this movie was really well told. I do see your point about it. You know, when you're looking for a sports movie, but really, no sports movie is ever about the sport. In fact,
true. Like
We Are Marshall was kind of all about the sport, and that one wasn't that good. So you're right. Like if you are going to see a movie about tennis, maybe pick out a movie where they're about a tennis star. This is a straight up drama. This is not a sports movie. And I just really enjoyed it. I thought this was really well done. I gave it a 3.5, and Paul gave it a 1.5. As you can see during our argument, during this argument, we completely disagreed, and that's okay, because that's perfectly fine. Just like if you disagree with me or you disagree with Paul, what do you think? Sound off in the comments. Well, let's finish.
Let us.
No. You get your ass in there. What are you?
No. I was just saying, I'm really curious in the comments. Like, I'd love to see where. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm one of the few that was like, you shit on. I'm just curious.
I don't think either one of us are wrong.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes and the audience score rated it way higher than I gave it. So,
or maybe you're wrong.
Maybe I'm off. Yeah. I'm the problem.
What? Maybe you're wrong. Let's get some mixed movie pick for this week. It's from 1938. If you guys had a chance to go check out the Classic Snobs Film History movie from last week, then you know what this is. I don't always pick that, but The Adventures of Robin Hood, starring Errol Flynn from 1938. Still, in my opinion, one of the best versions of on-screen Robin Hood ever. It's a great tale, great acted, great action, the whole nine. Go check it out. Technicolor really pops in this movie. I absolutely love it. Really fun performances in it too. Basil Rathbone plays the sheriff. Errol Flynn popping, and if you don't know him, he played Sherlock Holmes in the early Sherlock Holmes movies. He did a very great job in that. But yeah, go check this movie out. I really liked it. I think you guys will too. And before we get going, I want to let you guys know we are doing a Casters for a Cause charity script read again on May 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern here on the Scene Snobs channel. And it's going to be sponsored by Carolina Fear Fest, and it's all proceeds are going to Haunters Against Hate. It's a great organization that is helping kids in the LGBTQ plus community. And yeah, I just absolutely love this organization, and I'm happy to be doing this with them. I want to thank you, Paul. I want to thank you for being here. Joining me on this journey. We're going to have a great time. We're coming up on Carolina Fear Fest. Get your tickets. 5 years of fear. Yes. Hopefully we'll see you there. It's going to be a fun, peaceful weekend. We all want to go. We just want to have a great time. We want to watch, watch some fun movies at the film festival, watch some fun panels, go talk to some awesome vendors. Celebrities are going to be there. They're going to have shows up. They have the Saturday night party. They have a ton of stuff going on. I'll be working. This man will be working, but we're going to be working to entertain you. So come check it out, be a part of it, have fun with it, and just join in. But we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. And until next time. I'm Mick Manhattan. That's producer Paul. We appreciate you guys being here. And remember to be kind, stay classy, take care of yourselves because that's important. Bye.